Locked on Women's Basketball, WNBA veterans Sydney Colson, Theresa Plaisance are here to take over your TV. On the latest episode of the Locked on Women's Basketball podcast, WNBA veterans Sydney Colson and Theresa Plaisance join host Howard Megdal to discuss the Syd TP Show. The dynamic duo will launch their new unscripted television program on September 18, as the Las Vegas Aces begin their title defense in the 2023 WNBA Playoffs. The show is co-produced by Maximum Effort, Fubo and Togethxr. In it, Sydney and Theresa will attempt to become the faces of the WNBA despite the fact that no one asked them to. The Syd TP Show will feature stunts, hijinks, interviews and more from the two who claim to have no shame. According to Sydney, her initial conversations with Togethxr were focused on a podcast rather than a television show. It was initially going to be a podcast series just about my life in the WNBA, Sydney said. Like my trajectory, staying in the league, as long as I have without really being a high-minute player, talking about my passion for comedy and wanting to act after basketball, just like a lot of things, family, stuff like that. And so it was gonna be like an inside look to my life for listeners who didn't know my story. Eventually, she started discussing opportunities with Theresa that would allow them to show off their unique sense of humor to an audience outside the locker room. Some more time went on and I kept being like, TP, girl, you're hilarious. Like, we got to do something together, and she's like, yeah, okay, Sydney said. We're funny, like just talking about the way we would answer with one another and annoy our teammates in Vegas. But I think you need to, see us in action for it to be fully received. And so they ran with it. And it'll be what you'll end up seeing.